Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Nate from Nate Fitness, and welcome back to the channel. So I hope you've all been well this week. I know that my uploading has not been as fast as what I have said it was going to be. It's not been, 2 to 3 videos a week. It's been more like 1 video a week. It is hard to come up with ideas when you can't actually be in the gym. But I am trying my best, guys. Like I say, if you have me on Instagram, flick me a DM, tell me what kind of content you want to see, and I'll make a video about it. But for this video, guys, what it's going to be about is 5 things that I wish I had have known before I started gym, or rather 5 tips for starting the gym that I wish I would have known before I started. So with that being said, guys, let's crack straight into these. And coming in, we've got number 5. So this first one, guys, is kind of interesting. It's not one that people think about when they think of like what are things that you can do to take away your nerves or make starting in the gym easier. But I actually think that this one here is one of the bigger ones because it can really take off some of that anxiety that you might have, and therefore make it a lot easier to get in there and feel more comfortable. And that is the time of day. Now, the time of day is, kind of vague when you think about it. Does training at night have any more merit than training in the morning? Does it increase your gains? If you are tired, will you lift less? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not really talking about that. What I'm talking about is this is going to help you in terms of time that the gym is populated. Okay, so if you go super early in the morning before work, so a lot of people start work at 6 to 8 is well, I'd say 6 to 9 is kind of the bracket where people will start work. So if you go in that time period, it's probably going to be packed. There are also people that will be going at around 4 in the morning. There's this whole wake up at 4 and grab the day by its fucking asshole. No one really knows if that's really that big of a deal. I don't personally care. At the same time, guys, it really does help if you pick times that aren't peak times, is what I'm trying to say. So, instead of going when everybody else is there, go when there's nobody else there, because then you're going to have less eyes on you, which they're not on you anyway, but you're going to feel like there's less eyes on you. The equipment's going to be there, you can have a look at it, you can learn it a little bit more, and it's just going to be really helpful, guys. So yeah, time of the day, don't go at peak times, in the mornings or after work times. Go somewhere in between if you can, or later at night when it's not as busy, and I guarantee you're going to feel more comfortable. There's going to be less people there. And hey, there might be 1 or 2 people there, but you might feel comfortable enough asking them, hey, like, how you doing? Yada yada yada. So just pick the times you go. Do not go when it's packed if you're just starting out the gym, because you are going to feel so intimidated and so overwhelmed, and it's going to make you not want to go back there. Coming in at number 4, guys, we have be ready to fail. Now, I'm not saying go in there with the mind, oh, fuck this shit, gym's gonna fucking suck, oh man, I'm trash, I might as well just die. I'm not saying that. I'm saying go in there with, the idea that if you were to go and do a lift, you do a bench press, you do a squat, you do a deadlift, you do an overhead press, you do anything like that, go in there with the idea that I am going to fail, because eventually you are going to fail. That's just how it is. And essentially, that's what you want. If you were to lift the same weight, or even a fraction of weight more every single time, you're doing something wrong. And you're maybe just on your newbie gains. You want to build up your strength. You want to build up your muscle. And I'm not super keen on the idea of working to failure. I think that there's a fine line between working to failure and overtraining, but just knowing that not every lift is going to be your best lift, not every lift is going to be your strongest lift. There will be days where you can't do that movement. There will be days where you can't get that depth. There will be days where you can't add that extra 1.5 kilos or 2.5 kilos, and that's fine. Nobody is going to judge you and say, oh, look at that idiot, he just failed that lift, he's so fucking weak. Nobody is going to think that. And if you go in there thinking that not failing is going to make you a better gym goer, then I'm sorry, but you're in the wrong kind of hobby or industry, because gym, or rather any kind of working out, whether it be lifting, lifting for strength rather, bodybuilding, even just doing cardio training, you're always going to have a point where you hit failure, or this day was worse than the last day. So yeah, just make sure that you go in there with that mindset, because if you fail and you weren't ready for failure, you're just going to be like, oh fuck, like what's even the point? I might as well not even be doing this. I might as well just go home and not come back. I'm never going to be able to do this weight. I'm never going to be able to get my goals. And that's just not true, guys. Be ready to fail, and more importantly, be ready to bring yourself back from that failure. It's anticipating it and overcoming it. That's what's really important when it comes to failure, guys. Next, we have set realistic goals. Now, realistic is kind of a subjective word, because what's realistic for one person may not be realistic for another person. You know, my goals that I consider to be realistic, you might think they're unrealistic, and vice versa. So what I mean by this is set goals that are realistic to you. If you are, for me, for example, I want to hit a 200 kilo dead by the end of this year. Now, a lot of other people are stronger than me, and they're hitting deads that are 250, 260. Would I like to hit a dead like that? Of course I would. But I know that I've only been seriously heavy training for a year, and before that I did my body recomp. And so for me to think that I will be able to hit these lifts that other people are hitting, that are obscene, super awesome lifts, and I know for eventually I am going to hit them, but for me to think that I'm going to hit them now would just be me being unrealistic. And if I fail, then I'm not going to be not necessarily content, but I'm not going to be happy within my progress and within myself. You have to be enjoying the process, and you have to be setting goals that not necessarily are easy to achieve. I'm not saying set goals that are simple. I'm not saying set goals that don't require effort, but I'm just saying set goals within your scope of achievement, right? Because if you consistently set goals that you cannot hit, and you can consecutively fail to hit your goals, you are eventually going to plateau out and be like, why am I even doing this? I haven't hit any of my goals. I can't hit my goals. I'm too weak. And that's going to make you not want to go to the gym. And conversely, you might see other people hitting their goals that they've set for themselves, that were in their scope, that were realistic for them. And because they're hitting their goals but you're not hitting yours, you might feel like you're somehow less than them, or you might feel like you're weaker than them, when realistically you just need to set goals that are good for you and good for your desired outcome. Okay, so how you can do this is just, for example, if you're lifting, you started the 80 kilo lift on a bench press, for example, saying that you want to hit a 100 or 110 kilo bench press by the end of the year, that is not an unrealistic goal. 20 kilos, 30 kilos on a bench press, when you're up there at huge weights, might be a little bit unrealistic. But to go from 80 kilos to 100, to 100 or 110, that isn't that unrealistic for most people. And that's coming from a male perspective, obviously. Not to say that if you're a female that you should be like sitting, I can't lift 100 kilos, so I'm shit. From a woman's perspective, it would be more like, if your bench was 40 kilos, at the start of the year, aim for 60 to 80 kilos by the end of the year. Doubling your bench essentially. That's huge. That's the kind of thing that I'm meaning. Set goals that they are really good goals. I mean, if your bench was 40 kilos at the start of the year and at the end it's 80 kilos, you've doubled your bench, right? Or you could say, I want to be able to bench double my body weight, or deadlift 3 times my body weight. That kind of stuff. Those goals are the ones that are going to get you through the gym, and they're going to give you purpose. And that purpose is going to keep you going back, going back, going back. And you don't have to set one big goal. You can set multiple goals. Maybe you want to hit 60 kilos. Okay, done. 70 kilos. Okay, done. So you've got multiple goals throughout the year, and they don't have to be just for the gym. Okay, when you're starting out, setting goals like, I want to go in there and learn the treadmill. Okay, and go on there for a week so that I get comfortable. Okay, I'm used to the treadmill. Now I want to go and hit the weight machines, the cables, all that kind of stuff. Go in there and hit that goal. Set goals that you will be able to achieve if you put your mind to them. Don't set goals that you're going to beat yourself up if you cannot achieve them, because all that's going to do is dishearten you and keep you away from your dreams, your goals, and you just overall just make you feel shitty about yourself. Number 2, guys, is don't do too much too soon. Now, what I'm meaning by this is I know a lot of people that when they started the gym, they started on the treadmills. So even if they wanted to do weightlifting outright, they did start on the treadmills because they were feeling anxious about the gym, and they were feeling, a little bit self-conscious. And so instead of going where all the other one, where everyone else is on the weights, they would go in and they would do the treadmill, and they'd kind of keep to themselves and keep out of the way. And that's what I'm meaning by this is, don't, if you're new to the gym and you're already super anxious and you're feeling really shitty about yourself and you want to get in there so desperately, but you're so anxious, do not go in there and then just instantly just fucking go over the weights and feel like you've got all eyes on you and kind of, do too much too soon, because that's just going to make you feel even worse. You're going to go home and you're going to be feeling super uncomfortable, like all eyes were on me. You do not have to go to the deep end straight away. You do not have to throw yourself in the deep end to, do well in the gym. It's exposing yourself slowly and gradually, so that every time you go, you've done more than what you did last time. So every time you go, you've exposed yourself more. And even if you just do the same thing every time, maybe for the first time you go for 10 minutes on the treadmill, then you go for 20 minutes on the treadmill, then you go for 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then you go, okay, I'm real comfortable in this treadmill zone, I'm going to go to this next area and do some here. And then you'll find over a month or 2 months, all that anxiety that you had is gone. The people that you were seeing at the start that you were super scared of, they're just people that you see there every day now. And so don't do too much too soon, okay? Go in there at your own pace. No one's going to blame you for it. No one's going to judge you for it. Go in there at your own pace until you are ready to do weightlifting or whatever it might be. Whatever your goals are, go in there at your own pace until you are ready to hit those goals or to do those activities. Because by doing this, you are going to expose yourself, get more confident within yourself, get more confident within the environment, and get more confident with all the people around you. And it's going to show, and it's going to make you feel so much better. I remember when I first wanted to go to the gym, this is a couple years ago, this would be 2019, mid-2019, when I wanted to do my body recomp, or start my body recomp, because I was 90 kilos and I was skinny fat, and I wanted to go and lose that fat, that visceral fat around my stomach and, on my arms and on my face mainly, because I had a very, baby fat, kind of just fat face in general. I wanted to go and lose that, and I was so anxious and so nervous that I couldn't even open the door to go to the gym. I would get there and I would be like, oh, what if my key card, because I have quite bad, I overthink everything and I overcomplicate everything. And so what if my key tag doesn't work and I'm standing here trying to get in and I look like an idiot? What if I get in there and there's all these big motherfuckers and they all just mog me? What if I get in there and I don't know how to do an exercise, or I look stupid doing an exercise? All these things in my head were what I was thinking. And then, funny enough, the one time that I actually finally did say, okay, fuck it, I'm going to go and open the door and I'm going to go in there, my key card actually didn't work. And so this whole thing that I'd been overthinking this whole time, this whole scary situation actually happened, and I was there, beep, 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 going red, couldn't go in. And luckily there was no one there to see me failing to get into the gym, because I would have been super embarrassed. It would have been mortifying to have someone come up and be like, oh, I'll open it for you or whatever. I rang up the next day and they said, yeah, your card wasn't activated properly, there you go, it'll work now. And then it took me a couple weeks to kind of build up the strength to go back there, and then I did. The door opened, and from there on I just exposed myself slowly. I started on the treadmill, and then I went to the weight machines, then I went to the free weights, and the rest is history, guys. So it worked for me. It does not mean it'll work for you, but it's a big tip, and it really can be huge if you do it properly, guys. Do not do too much too soon. Do what you can, and do what makes you feel comfortable, guys. Okay, guys, because this is a super interesting topic, and because this is something that a lot of people really do need to hear, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. And this tip here is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go too in-depth on it because everyone knows what it means. But train with a friend or with a group of friends. The reason this helps is because when you feel like you've got safety in numbers, you're going to feel like people aren't looking at just you, but they're looking at your whole group. And when you feel that way, you don't feel isolated. You don't feel picked out. You don't feel picked on. You feel like you are in a group and you're safe. Safety in numbers, okay? And this helps also because, they can look at your form while you're in there, and if you are doing it wrong, they can tell you what you're doing wrong, and vice versa. So where you have this fear that, what if I look stupid because I'm not doing things right? Well, now you have someone that can help you do this stuff right, so that you don't feel stupid doing this kind of stuff. There are a lot of reasons and a lot of merit to having friends train with you, and they can keep you on track, they can keep you motivated, they can keep you, just so many different things that make training with a friend good. Not to say that if you don't train with a friend, that's wrong. I personally train alone. but it can be really helpful when you're just starting out, and it can get you that extra push of confidence to get you in the gym and get you going. Okay. Now, coming in at number one, this one is going to probably offend some people. This one is probably not going to be what a lot of people hear, and a lot of people are going to probably say, oh, well, I've had a different experience than what you're saying here. But this is going to be coming from myself, and this is going to be coming from a lot of other people like myself who have a lot of experience, some of which have even more experience than me, which wouldn't be hard to do. But this one is no one cares. No one cares, okay? No one cares what you do in the gym. No one cares if you fail in the gym. No one cares if you're even in the gym. And this isn't coming from a place of, I don't want to see your content. I don't care about your content. I don't care if you're doing better for yourself. I don't care if you're bettering yourself. No, I don't mean that, okay? Obviously, I'm proud of everyone that I know that goes in there and gives it their all. I'm proud of everybody or anybody who wants to do better, wants to be better, wants to be healthier, wants to be a role model, wants to be, a positive influence. I care about all of that. What I don't care about is when I'm in the gym and I'm lifting all my heavy weights and someone over there is new to the gym or they're doing an exercise wrong, I'm not sitting there going, wow, look at that fucking idiot, man. Oh, bro, I wish I could go fucking dick him. He's so stupid. Man, let me film it and mog him on the internet. I'm such a fucking... No one cares. If there are people in the gym like that, they shouldn't be in the gym. And they are pathetic, okay? They are pathetic. The only time that I've ever been like, wow, what the fuck, is if you're doing stupid shit. See my things you should never do in the gym. Whether it be fucking you're using 1,000 plates, you're mogging people, you're standing in the mirror just fucking sucking your own cock, you're doing naked yoga or something fucked up. If you're doing something fucked up, of course people are going to notice you and they're going to be like, yo, you just look like a complete idiot. But if you're in there and you're new to the gym or you haven't been in there before, or you're worried about people looking at you or you're doing things wrong, it's not like that, okay? Anyone worth their salt in the gym, they are not bothered by what you are doing. They're not worried about what you are doing because to them it just does not matter. They are there for what they want to do, and it sounds very self-centered and it's very, oh wow, like you only care about yourself, but it's the truth. When I'm in the gym, I'm working on myself, okay? I'm working on myself, my lifts, my body, my attitude, everything like that. That is what I am working on. I don't care what you are working on in terms of, looking your way and just watching you like, what is going on through your head? I don't care, okay? So do not go into the gym thinking that everyone's going to sit there and judge you and think you're stupid and think you look silly and think you look fat or think you look skinny or think you look weak, because they just do not care. It's not a thing. Some people might say, well, actually, Nate, I've had this happen. Okay, yeah, there are always going to be outlying cases. But what I'm saying is, I thought this when I very first started. I thought that I was going to look stupid. I thought I was going to look dumb. I thought I was going to look fat. I thought I was going to look weak. I thought I was going to look completely ridiculous. And guess what? I didn't. And guess what now? I am one of the people that I was afraid of when I started the gym. When I started the gym, had I have seen myself as I am now, when I was then, I would have been like, oh my god, that guy's going to like look at me and judge me and scare, and he's just going to think I'm an idiot. I'm now one of the people that people would be frightened of. And the thing is, I'm saying I don't care about what you're doing. And a lot of other people have said they don't care about what you're doing. Anyone that I speak to that is big in the gym says, don't be scared, don't be alarmed, because they just don't care. Put your head down, have your goals, do your business, and it is all going to work out. So let's do a quick recap. Number 5, guys, the time of day. Make sure you don't go at peak times. Number 4, be ready to fail. It's okay to fail so long as you pull yourself out of the trenches and, fucking just go crazy.
Go crazy! Go stupid!
3, set realistic goals. Goals that, while aren't easy, they are goals that you can realistically achieve. Don't do too much too soon. And the reason why is because, don't overexpose yourself to the point where you're not going to want to go back. Expose yourself gradually and expose yourself in a natural way. Become more confident and you will have a lot more fun in the gym. Bonus tip, train with a friend or a group of friends. It's going to make you feel more comfortable and you're just going to have more fun in the gym. And number 1, guys, No one cares what you're doing. Stick to yourself. Stay confident. Ignore what they are doing. Do what you want to do, and just don't feel like everyone's watching and judging you. Okay, because they're not. Everyone started somewhere. Even the most swole person could have started off skinny. More likely than not, they did start off skinny. They did start off fat, or they did start off skinny fat, or whatever it might be. They started off somewhere as well. Everybody starts somewhere, so do not let someone who is, further along their journey than you keep you from starting your journey. Okay, enjoy the process, guys. Love yourself. Get in the gym. Whether it be for cardio, whether it be for bodybuilding, whether it be for resistance training and getting stronger. Just get in the gym. I promise you, it'll be one of the best things you ever do for your mental health, physical health, and just, guys, I hope these 5 tips helped you. Take care, guys. If you like this video, drop a like. If you lift heavy weights, subscribe. And remember, guys, that was heavy.